Facial up for Big Art. At that point, we will go on. Wait for all you guys to get in here. LinkedIn. All right. What's up, guys? Welcome to Titan Talk Tuesday with me, John, CEO of Titan Medical Center. I want to give a big shout out to everybody that's joining us in here. TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. We got Joseph K, Luis Gustavo, Leslie, Lango, Chi-Town Ronnie. Here, what's going on here? Fit, Aaron Sheldon. What's an off season? What's up, Tommy Zoom? What's going on? Big love from Chicago. How you doing, brother? Jay Velda, what's going on? How all is well? Not. How you doing? That Porter, 5% nutrition in the house. And what's going on, everybody on TikTok? There's a lot of people joining on there, so I appreciate everybody doing there too as well. And Facebook, guys, shout out your questions to me. I'm on the road. I'm in Panama City for my son's baseball tournament, so I'm not in the studio. But I had to get Titan Talk Tuesday in with you guys. I know it's a little early. I promise you guys 6 o'clock this week. But he's got a function for his baseball team. So I had to do it a little bit early for you guys, but I did not want to miss it. So anything that I can answer from you guys about Titan Medical Center, from hormone replacement therapy, medical weight loss, vitamin amino acid injectable therapies, rejuvenation detox, libido enhancers, peptide therapies, and more. Blood work, we do it all, guys, nationwide for you guys. We want to make you guys look better, feel better, perform better every single day of your life. And some people want more information, how to lose weight, how to gain muscle, right? What's the best therapies for this? What can help with immunity? That's another big one that's been coming up. A lot of people have been getting sick lately. So we can go over all that different stuff. Just shout out to me, and we'll go in that direction. I've talked about a lot of these different things so many different times. I don't want to keep talking your ear off about it, but I want you guys to know whatever the information is you want. So please shout it out to me. Other than that, we got to cover the therapy of the week. So this, if you're going for like an anti-aging therapy, if you want better sleep, right, better performance, better recovery, then we got to talk about peptide CJC 1295 with Ipamorelin. So when we talk about this one has gained a lot of popularity in the last couple of years, especially this last year. I think more than ever, more people are more educated about some of these different peptide therapies that are out there that we've offered for a long, long time. And these peptides are game changers. These peptides can help with a number of different things. But today we want to talk about CJC 1295 and Ipamorelin. These are two different peptides in one single medical vial for you guys from the pharmacy. So you're essentially getting two peptides that are going to work synergistically together. And like I was talking about, anti-aging, recovery, even weight loss or better sleep, all this stuff that comes along with that. This is what CJC 1295 and Ipamorelin are good for. And what these two things do is they actually stimulate your own pituitary to produce its own natural growth hormone. And the Ipamorelin, and that works as far as stimulating or hitting the pulse, having it produce even more of your own growth hormone, right? But it doesn't overstimulate your growth hormone, and that's good for a number of different reasons. You're not going to get any negative side effects like high sugar levels, high blood pressure, all these different things. Water retention, these are different things that you possibly might get with growth hormone. And you're going to get the benefits. And when we talk about some of these benefits out there, we want to mention a number of different things, especially for anti-aging. We want to talk about sleep. Sleep is essential. And the less sleep you get, the less on point you're probably going to be mentally, physically, in all these different areas. So even anti-aging. So like if you don't get a lot of sleep, you look more worn down. And if you keep doing this, you're like burning the candle at both ends is what they call it. You're working during the day, you're staying up all night, and vice versa. Keep going on this vicious rotation. These are some of the things that are going to age you faster than anybody else that might not be doing what you're doing, or they might be trying to take care of themselves with different therapies or whatnot. So these are some different things that can help you. With CJC 1295 Ipamorelin, these are GHRH peptides. So these are growth hormone releasing hormone peptides. And like I said, just together. By themselves, they can have a great result for a patient. But together, that's when you're probably going to get the best result all the way in. And like I said, you guys aren't paying any more for both of the therapies. It's two therapies in one vial. It's $275 for a 1-month therapy package of CJC 1295 with Ipamorelin. How can I benefit from this when stacked with my regular testosterone? Great question. Okay, so if you need testosterone replacement therapy, you're on hormone replacement therapy, And, you're replacing different hormones. And let's say it's a guy, it might be testosterone, you might take an estrogen blocker. For females, you might take progesterone, estradiol, testosterone. But these are different things that are replacing the hormones that you might be deficient in or not optimized in. So at that point, you're going to want to take that for those, right? But when we talk about growth hormone and we talk about the pituitary and we talk about IGF-1 levels and such, then we want to really talk about GHRH hormone peptides. Before we offered IGF-1, which I'm looking into another different pharmacy that I think has it. So that'll be a big one. I have Chef Taro in the house, Beef Fark in the house, swimmer guy Anthony. What's going on? Putra, what's going on? How you doing out there? Everybody else joining me in. All right, so I'm going to answer your question in 1 second, Aaron Chauvin, and we'll talk about that. So when you replace, testosterone, that's one thing. But if you're taking something that's going to help with anti-aging and all these other different things, that's where CJC 1295 and Ipamorelin really come into play. Like I said, for recovery, for sleep, for anti-aging purposes, all the benefits that come along with that, that's really why you want to take it. So that's the benefit. You're going to get all the benefits from CJC 1295 and Ipamorelin, and you're still going to get the benefits from your testosterone. It's not going to intermix. It's not going to be a problem. They'll work together both to get you better results. Like I said, for the anti-aging process or recovery or better sleep, these are some of the different things that you're going to benefit from with that. And having testosterone is great for energy levels. That can be great for metabolism, sugar levels, all these different things too as well. All these different things really move together, right? And they all come together. And, these different things might be working different levels in your body. And that's really where it's at. I mean, you really want to optimize the different levels you need in your body to optimize, or what you're trying to really go for goal-wise to curtail it to the regimen that you're on. All right, Danielle, what's going on? Dr. Stephen Prost, what's going on? Service, Gabriel at PRN, what's going on? How you doing? Big shout out to Miami. All right, so Aaron Sheldon, taking GH, why blood sugar crashing? I don't know. Now, sometimes, blood sugar can crash on people, and, blood sugar might drop. And this is weird. There's like reverse diabetes type things where if you might get a sugar level that might be really, really low, there might be an underlying thing of diabetes type 2. And that's really weird, right? Because your sugar levels are low, but extremely low. There are some cases like that, but blood sugar really shouldn't crash with GH. With growth hormone or anything else, you really shouldn't get that effect unless you're taking something that's going to drop sugar levels, like a hemoglobin A1C or something of that light, a medication. You really shouldn't have those issues like insulin or something like that. It's going to really, drop your blood sugar. Some of these different things, but you really shouldn't have any problems with that. If you are having problems with that, I would definitely get it looked at just to make sure everything's okay. You're getting proper medication that is prescribed from a real U.S. licensed pharmacy too as well. So you want to make sure all that's in proper order. I'm Shataro Titans. What's up, bro? I hope all is well. All right. Do you use other esters for TRT besides SIP? So B Fark asks, do we use different esters? So what is he talking about here? So there's different esters in the oil of injectable testosterone. And these esters really come down to when this testosterone releases in the body, right? So cypionate is the most commonly used testosterone ester out there. And it works for a majority of people out there. It's a good ester, so that's why they use it. It's the most commonly used manufactured ester too. So, you want to look at that. So when we look about that, so cypionate, we're talking about, anywhere from 5 to 7 days, right? That's when it's going to get in your system, stay in your system, and get out. That's why even like our protocol is to split doses during the week. So it's even, you're eating kilo, you're up and you're staying up. Whereas some providers in the past, like a long time ago, even now probably, they do 1 shot a week. So that's 7 days, and that's why they do that. So when we talk about the different esters, there's propionate and enanthate too. So propionate is a short-acting ester. We're talking about in the body after you inject it within 24 hours, ramming, and then out of the body probably usually within 48, not 42. 42 to 72 hours at most, and then it's on downhill. So at that point, that's your fast-acting testosterone. And then we talk about enanthate. So enanthate's your longest lasting ester. That means it's going to get the body, it takes a little bit longer, but it takes a little bit longer to get out of the body too as well. We're talking about almost 7 to 14 days, excuse me. And your answer to your question, we have different esters and we have blends of esters. So we have a propionate, cypionate, so you can have a short acting, long acting. I know we have a tri-blend that has all 3 esters in it, which is probably out of all the esters, because you're getting all 3 esters in that one injectable. It's a little bit more money, I think, on the back end, but that's okay. But Sipin's a good testosterone too, as well, as far as your ester. But if you want to change it up, you can with us, and you can try some of the different esters. Say, listen, this one better affects me. We have some people who are just straight on enanthate, and they like that, right? It works a little bit better for them, So everybody's different. That's where the personalized regimens really need to come into play, and be able to talk with your providers or medical staff to really get you the best possible regimen that's going to work best for you, and then you feel the best on, right? Kaji Gus, what's going on? Lexi Pro, what's up? The Jonathan Yu, TJ Falk, what's going on? Paulie Boy, Kaji Gus, I already said that. What's going on? 312 Antonio, Dan Wheeler, what's up, brother? Tight and strong. The real Randy Rich, how you doing? All for Jimenez. What's up, guys? I hope all is well. And Tops Barbarian. Yeah, right. Any other questions? Shoot them out to me, guys. I'm answering them all day for you guys. But when we finish up with CJC 1295, the Ipamorelin. So it's peptide therapy. Like I said, it's a GHRH peptide therapy that has 2 different peptides in it. CJC 1295 and Ipamorelin. And then at that point, it does not require blood work either. So if you want to take advantage of this therapy, all you have to do is fill out the new patient paperwork. You're going to see our medical provider if you haven't before. And at that point, it can be telemedicine or it can be in office, whatever is best for you. And at that point, they can go over everything, health history, family history, your symptoms, all these different things, and personalize a regimen. And you can get CJC 1295 with Ipamorelin probably, just as long as you're okay, make sure everything's good with your medical history. But other than that, you're going to be good to go. Now, downsides, before we talk about that. Downside to it is that when we talk about GHRHs, growth and releasing hormone peptides, or we even talk about GH in general, right, or IGF-1 or whatever it may be, we need to really look at the pros and the cons. So the pros are balanced pretty high, right? I'm going to get better sleep. I'm going to get better skin elasticity, anti-aging effects, recovery, all this good stuff's going to go with CJC 1295 not wrong. The only negative thing you really need to look at, right, that could possibly be a negative effect. And this isn't for a majority of people, but it does fit the key for some, where you might have a health history or family health history that might not align with taking one of these things. It might be too high of risk. And when we talk about risk versus reward, we want to make sure the rewards versus the risk. And, somebody possibly getting cancer because of the cells in their body is a risk. If you have had cancer in the past or you had family history of cancer that's pretty severe, you always want to look at this, because different things can affect different cells. When we talk about different cells in the body, we have good cells, bad cells. When these bad cells go unchecked, this is when things start growing out of sight, and this is kind of where cancers come along. At that point, this could be something that could possibly, fuel the fire for bad cells. So you always want to look at that too as well. But majority of people have no issue with it. I mean, we've never had a patient, but we are very conservative. We look at patients' health history, family history, and want to make sure it's best right for them. And it's going to be safe, as safe as possible to be able to use. So that's it. If you guys want this therapy, all you guys have to do is call or text 727-389-3220. You can go on the website, typemedicalcenter.com, fill out the new patient paperwork right there online. It'll submit automatically. We'll give you a call. We'll get you guys set up, and we'll get you guys going, man. Feeling good, looking good, performing better, and maybe anti-aging, better sleep, better recovery with CJC 1295 with Ipamorelin. All right, so let's go on to the next topic at hand. If you guys have any other questions, please shout them out to me. I got some pretty good ones here. So my first one is Ozempic. So Ozempic, or the generic name or main chemical ingredient, that's what I should say, main chemical ingredient of Ozempic, Wegovy, is semaglutide. So we offer semaglutide therapy to a lot of our different patients out there. It's an amazing weight loss therapy. It really is. It's came out of left field, and basically been kicking butt in a number of different levels, from helping diabetics with hemoglobin A1C to helping with insulin and with weight loss. That's right, curbing appetite, and helping people lose weight. And some people that have not had a chance to lose weight with anything else they've ever tried in their life. Truly a game changer. I think right along the sides of bypass surgery, almost to that level, right? And without having to do surgery, which is amazing. It's amazing because, bypass surgery, gastro bypass surgery has helped a lot of patients that have been overweight, possibly some of them for their whole life, right? Extreme obesity. So it's helped, but they always have to go through surgery, and it's a pretty intensive diet and all these good things. Where semaglutide has came out, we take one injection a week, and you're basically on a ride for weight loss, and you start that ride off the first injection. And in the first 4 weeks, I think that really starts kicking in. Usually patients see a great result within 12 weeks. And this could be anywhere from, some patients 15 pounds to, 40 pounds in 12 weeks. So that's a lot. And then keep on going with their journey. So it's not just plateauing either as well. So it's truly amazing. Now, when we talk about weight loss, what's going on what's going on stilettos, Berlin? When we talk about weight loss, though, and any kind of weight loss, even gastro bypass surgery, we could talk about extreme weight loss. And when extreme weight loss happens, this is weight loss that happens very, very quickly over a short term of time. There are some negative side effects of what the body can do and what it can't do. So it can lose the weight, no problem. Now, when you lose weight really, really quickly, this can cause fat to be gone. Fat leaves the body. It gets burnt out, it's out, it excretes, done. But what happens at that point is the fat that was filling out possibly your face or possibly your butt, they're calling it Ozempic face and Ozempic butt, are these things, it's just sagging skin. And this can happen when you have fast weight loss over a short term of time. So that people are, dealing with right now because they're losing extreme amounts of weight. Not from us, but if you go to a higher tier in some of these medications and you stay at the higher tier, you will lose a lot of weight. So people that are doing that are losing the weight. That's awesome. Some are losing way too fast. And when you lose it way too fast, the body is not adapting as quickly, right? Gradual weight loss is one thing. There's people out there that had gradual weight loss and do not have the sagging skin, or it's not as bad as some of the people out there. But there's other people out there that possibly bypass surgery or take semaglutide, and they have that fast weight loss, and they get the sagging skin. So there's some different things that you want to look at to make sure that you don't get this, right? And there's an acronym that was brought up, and it's called NEWS. Nutrients, exercise, water, and sleep. NEWS. That's a pretty good acronym. I like that, really, honestly. Like, what's the good news, right? And you have all these 4 things. But these things are essential, especially for sleep. Sleep, for skin elasticity, man, you got to get sleep. That's when the body really vitalizes, rejuvenates, and really, really wants to help you, adapt to whatever's going on. So this is something that you really need to look at. Water. Water is a big time one too as well. Water helps with the skin and all these different functions inside the body. So you need to make sure you're having the proper water intake, right, every day. I knew that. Sorry, guys. All right. So if you have problems with those Ozempic face, there are some things you can do. And that's what's, you got skin sagging. And this might not be aesthetically pleasing to some people out there. There's people out there that are doing fillers, right? Botox, neurotoxins, fillers. These things are things that a lot of people are doing to off balance if they do get Ozempic face. Now, Ozempic butt, I don't know what to say. I know some girls out there that are starting to get fat transfers into their butt. I don't know about that. They're getting rid of fat to put fat back into a place where you just got rid of it. I don't know if that's the best deal, but you might need a filler, maybe in the glutes. Hercules Potion, pump the rump, maybe try that. But there's some different things. So the other thing is that you want to build muscle. And that's the big one out there that a lot of people won't do. They automatically start getting the hunger curbing effect, and they've never trained or exercised in their whole life, and they're getting this great weight loss. And their body's really not being able to adapt because it has no muscle either. If you have muscle, that could fill out different areas too as well, like the glutes. So exercising, the weight training, that's the other key to this. If you weight train and exercise, then you're going to be good to go. guys. Put the other one up. All right. So if it's a legit RX, I'd look at the pharmacy you're getting it from. And then the other portion of that would be, I would look at, sorry, guys, I'm going to touch the screen. All right. So I'd look at how you're injecting it. That's the first thing, right? Are you getting it all the way into the muscle? Some people, if you got a lot more, meat on your bones per se, you might need a 1.5 inch needle to go a little bit deeper. I only use a 1 inch. Most type medical center patients usually use a 1 inch, but good is the best for sure, I would think. Especially if you get in the hard welts and stuff like that. If you put that in your shoulder or whatever it is, and that starts stiffening up on you, it might not feel good all day, and you might have to use a lot more than what your glute is, right? Yeah, so the smaller needle might be the problem if you're a bigger bone person, or you got a lot more meat on your bone. But other than that, look at what pharmacy it's coming from, and then at that point, if it is like commercial brand, right? So if you go to like a Walgreens, CVS type deal, it's not compounded. That might be it, but usually it's the base. It's usually with the bases of the testosterone. So, when we talk about some of these different things, these things can severely affect the way that testosterone does. You might even want to change brands if you possibly can. Try the longer needle. The other thing is this, and I don't tell a lot of patients to do this because I've been doing this for a long time, and some patients are very seasoned, know exactly what they're doing, and it's okay sometimes, but some people aren't. And they make, mistakes that they probably don't know are mistakes because they don't really know how to handle needles or what to do or sterility and all this stuff. But you could heat up the syringe, right? When the testosterone in the syringe, this is what I do. I'll usually run the water, my sink, and I'll turn it on hot. I'll let it stay hot for a while so it gets real hot. Now, you can put the base of the syringe once the testosterone's drawn up, fresh needle still capped. You can put the body of the syringe underneath the hot water. Now, you don't want that getting in the needle or underneath there or anything like that. So try to stay to the middle, to the end of the base. If you do that, you can heat up the testosterone. And testosterone is made under heat, right? So with that, it'll heat it up, and it will actually go into the muscle a lot easier, right? Now, whether it balls up afterwards or not, that's going to be possibly the testosterone they're using. But usually that will help the effect of not balling up. And that's the best way to do it, 100%. So I hope that works for you. Medically trained Josh Furman. Okay. Don't tell people this. Don't tell people what, Josh. Come on. What are you talking about here? I'm trying to help patients out that actually have good questions. Really, really good questions. And you're a skin there, dude. You're going to block you. Bye-bye. See ya. All right. So if you guys want to know what I do, that's what I do. If you want to do it, that's totally on you. I don't recommend it for anybody out there. But at that point, a lot of people do it anyway. And I've seen a lot of clinics telling people how to do it, and like to heat up needles and stuff like that in the wrong way. Like put it into a pot and all this, like, whoa, it's kind of scary, right? So you need to make sure it's going to be all good. All right. Can you just heat up the vial? So I've seen people do that too as well, right? You heat up the vial. The only thing about that, I mean, that would be okay, I guess, too. But you got to heat up the vial every time. So you take the vial and what do you put in a pot that's boiling? That's what I've seen some people do, right? And they'll pull it out of there. Just want to make sure that, sterility purposes afterwards, make sure that, the top is cleansed after all with alcohol prep pad or alcohol swab or whatever it may be. And making sure that you're cleaning the sites properly. All these different things are very, very key when you're taking your testosterone or any injectable for that matter. You want to make sure sterility is there so you're not injecting yourself with a bacteria or something that's going to mess you up possibly. That's not cool. I've seen different people, not taking relatively RX testosterone, well, underground testosterone, and have some bad things happen. So, you got to make sure that cleanliness is next to godliness, and you make sure that you're on it 100% of the time. All right, let's do the next topic. And sorry, my phone is cutting carbs for breakfast will actually help you if you have type 2 diabetes, they're saying. So research is saying that if you're cutting your carbs your first meal, you're going to hopefully help control your sugar levels and glucose levels in your body a lot better, especially if you're a type 2 diabetic. Now, there's a lot of type 2 diabetics out there. I believe, and I had the number here, but I had to use my phone for a display. Let me see. There's a couple of facts on that article that I want to. Yep. So let me get back to this. I apologize. Lose it. Sorry, guys. I hate being on the road just as much as you guys hate me on the road. So 933 million people in the whole world globally have type 2 diabetes. That's an astounding number. And I want to make sure that I hit that number right on the dot because it's really important. And 90 to 95% of those diabetics are type 2 diabetics. So that's a big thing. So diabetes is definitely on the rise. It's an epidemic in our world, right? And this is all around the world. This is kind of scary. And United States is one of the biggest countries of excess. We eat excessively, we buy excessively, we spend excessively. We're just an excessive country. What can we say? But there's so many different things out there that are attributed to this every single day. And that's your food sources, right? All around you, everywhere you look. And, you know, I tempt you to look at some of the different things that are around you sometimes and really look at what's inside the foods that you're eating and what's on the back, you know, on your ingredients, right? And seeing what the nutritional factor is for your kids. This is another thing that I really try to hold Peter accountable for. It's really hard when he's not around me because, you know, the kids are kids. And even though I raised Peter not to want these different things, it's just natural because other kids around him have it. You know, that's just, hey, listen, we're all supposed to be drinking this or eating this candy or whatever it is. But this is setting him up for failure. I know this, and it's a horrible thing because my dad has type 2 diabetes. And type 2 diabetes can be reversed by diet, by weight loss. Different things can change the game for you guys. And like I said, even when we talked about semaglutide or Ozempic or Wegovy, all these different things, commercial brands, these are different things that are game changers for hemoglobin A1C. So these can really change the game for people that have type 2 diabetes. But, you know, those people might not do a lifestyle change still and might still be eating a whole bunch of sugar or a bad diet or whatever it may be. But, you know, if you change some of these different things and make the true lifestyle change, this is where the light at the end of the tunnel may be there for you guys. And you might be able to reverse it and get off all medications. There's some people out there that don't want medications. They don't want to take medications, but they have to take medications so they can live, right? Or everything's going to be okay when they're living. They're living the best possible quality of life by taking these medications. And that's really what it comes down to. You know, are these medications going to affect you day by day? And with type 2 diabetes, this is something that could affect you with your health. You know, you could lose limbs, you could lose toes, eyes, all these different things from diabetes. So, and it only gets worse down the road. So at that point, you know, controlling sugar, controlling carbohydrates throughout the day, because carbohydrates can turn into sugar. That's what it turns into. Then this can store fat in the body, and then you're going to start having insulin resistance, and this is where the problem comes with type 2 diabetes. So at that point, you really want to look at all these different things. Change your diet, nutritional plan right now so you're setting yourself up for success and not failure in the future. Mara, I have diabetes as well, and I would like to get back in shape and gain muscle strength and anything that can help. We can definitely help you at all those different levels. Just give us a call or text at 727-389-3220. Best medications for fat loss. Christy Schneider on TikTok. We were just talking about it. So semaglutide is going to be one of the best weight loss therapies in the game right now. It's going to help you as far as curbing appetite, hunger. It's going to help a number of different ways for weight loss as far as, you know, helping out with insulin resistance if you do have insulin resistance and optimizing the way your insulin is coming out of the pancreas. So these are some different things that semaglutide does. Really, really good therapy across the board. It's worked for so many different patients in so many different ways, and that would be the one that I would say. I'm a fit 47-year-old, just need a little help. So we have a number of different things too, Chrissy. So you might want to take advantage of maybe our ECA Stack Plus. It's a capsule. It's ephedrine, caffeine, aspirin, B12, and chromium. It's great for energy. It's great for weight loss. Great for mental clarity. There's a number of different options like AOD 9604. It's another peptide for weight loss. You know, Prometheus, like I said, Aries, our injectable weight loss, semaglutide therapy. The best thing to do is call or text us, 727-389-3220, or fill out the new patient paperwork, and when we contact you, you can tell them what your goal is, and then we can get you going and get you set up in a consultation with a medical provider and get you a personalized regimen where they're going to go over your family history, health history, and curtail a regimen that's personalized to you and what your goals are. You're welcome, Katmar. Jerry, what's going on? How you doing? Honor, what's going on? How you doing? Judd Meyer, Tony B, Frankie, Tumuj, Pure Fibro Concept. What's going on? How you guys doing? All right, so when we talk about this carbohydrates, try to cut them in the morning. See if it helps you guys. And if you guys are pre-diabetic, right? If you're on that borderline of cusp, and the way that you can tell, because you're gonna be like, hey John, how can I tell where I'm at? Am I type 2 diabetic, am I pre-diabetic, or where am I at? The thing that you can do is you can do a blood test. You can do a hemoglobin A1C. It's one little single blood test. I think it costs like $20 through us. And this will tell you where your sugar levels are average for 3 months. It doesn't matter if you fast or don't fast. It doesn't matter at all. All it's going to do is going to give you an average, right? Now, if you're looking for a fasting glucose, that's what your glucose is right at that point. They have meters that you can buy from like Walgreens, CVS, and all that stuff. You can also get that through a blood test too as well. So you can see exactly where you're at and what you need to do, because the faster you jump on the problem, the faster you're going to get it taken care of, or you're going to be able to attack it the best possible way. So that's what you're going to want to do for sure. I'm trying to cut. I'm 6'2", 238, and eat 2,000 calories a day. Is that good? So if you're trying to cut 2,000 calories a day is your normal nutritional diet. If you want to cut a little bit more, you can cut calories a little bit to maybe 1,800 calories a day, and this will probably put you in a better calorie deficit. If you're training out and working out real hard, this could definitely help with putting you into a better calorie deficit. So cut the calories a little bit, maybe by 200. It's not much. And if you want to, you can drag it down to 1,500. I wouldn't go any more low than that, and I would focus on protein too as well. Because when you're wanting to cut, you're losing calories and you're going to calorie deficit. But in a calorie deficit, you might start losing some muscle unless you really start putting in your protein needs. And proteins are key. So make sure you're doing, maybe a pound and a half, or one and a half to each pound for protein wise. And you're getting it in. That's the biggest thing I can possibly say. Make sure your proteins are on point, and going to a calorie deficit, you'll be good to go. All right, and let me see what else we got here. We got some events coming up here, right? We got the poll. Let me get the poll real quick. All right, poll question is, how would you describe your eating habits or diet? 26% said poor, 32% said mediocre, 21% said good, and 21% said great. So 32% said mediocre and 26% said poor. Those levels with those two are higher than the good and the great. I'm really good in my health. So at that point, obviously people have problems with their diets and possibly eating correctly. And, this could be a personal choice. That's really it comes down to, a self-control. Because you got to make that choice if you want to eat it or not. And then you're going to have the self-control to tell yourself, no, I shouldn't eat this, or you know what, it really doesn't matter to me. Or I'm not going to eat this, and I'm going to stick on my diet, make sure I'm good to go, and ready to rock and roll. So change the diet. We talked about type 2 diabetics. Changing diet, this could help you get reverse effect of type 2 diabetes or losing weight. That's another big one. And making sure that you control these different things in the diet, nutrition plan. For health-wise purposes, you want to make sure you're getting certain nutrients into as well. I see some of these different vegans and all that stuff out there. That's fine. Whatever you want to do is great. But we know with some of those vegans and stuff like that, you're not getting the right nutrition, and you got to supplement with different things, right? So you're supplementing with either B12 shots or NAD or anything across the board that might be help in these different ways that you might not be getting the proper nutrition that you should. All right, last events. Event-wise, we got 8-3 to 8-5 Tampa Pro at the Grand Hyatt in Tampa. 9-15 and 9-16 St. Pete Art and Fashion Week. Titan Medical Center's presenter. 10-21 Hurricane Bro in St. Pete. 11-2 to 11-5 Olympia at Orlando. 11-5 Festival of Speed. And 11-18 Cars and Couture. We jamming now. We getting those events on point. I can't wait. It's going to be great for all those. I'm really looking forward to every single event that we have planned this year. We've got bigger and better events. I love it. So I'm looking forward to it. I appreciate you guys tuning in. I'm going to get going here. I love you guys. I appreciate it. I hope I've answered a lot of your questions. If you got more questions, don't worry. I'll be back for Time to Talk Tuesday, next Tuesday, 6 p.m. So bring me your questions. You can DM them. You can save them for the day, whatever you guys want. I'll answer them right on the spot for you guys, give you the best possible information that I can. So I love you guys. I appreciate you so much for tuning in. Thank you guys. And I'll see you next Tuesday for Titan Talk Tuesday with me, John, CEO of Titan Medical